Let's talk about the character known as Crocodile in One Piece and how I believe he set the bar for the villains in the entire series. Now, for context, I'm about 250 episodes in. I'm currently in Water 7, but Crocodile still sticks out to me as one of the absolute greatest. A man that single-handedly nearly destroyed an entire country from the inside out, plunging it into civil war by pure manipulation. And not only that, but because of the way that he was maneuvering this situation, he managed to make that exact same nation praise him as a hero while he was destroying it, which, I mean, is just crazy. Not only that, but on a smaller scale, the absolute mental destruction of Vivi, Princess of Alabasta, after Crocodile nearly destroyed her nation, and everything he put her through just makes him so insanely hateable. But you know, that's what makes an incredible villain in my eyes. One thing that cannot be overstated enough about Crocodile is the fact that he is an absolute mastermind. Every single step he made was cold and calculated. He never did anything for no reason, turning the people of Alabasta against their own king, taking the reign away. Everything he did had purpose and there was a reason, and it was all to get towards this grander goal of destroying Alabasta and getting the Pluton. It feels like until the very end, he could never ever make a misstep. And the thing that makes Crocodile so brilliant and so terrifying is the fact that he's always one step ahead, and especially with Vivi. She is somebody that knew about Crocodile from very early on, knew about his true purpose and what he was doing, and the fact that he wasn't a hero, he was the one destroying Alabasta, and she knew that, and she still couldn't get ahead of him because he set the pieces too well. His roots of lies and manipulation were too deep in Alabasta and its people. And even though Vivi knew all of this stuff and she's the princess of Alabasta, she couldn't just come out and tell everybody about it because he's the hero in this situation, and the king and the royal family are the villains in this. And that's how insanely manipulative and well crafted Crocodile's plan was. It's insane how amazingly thought out Crocodile's plan was, and like I said, it only really went wrong in the end, but for 99% of the time, Crocodile was one step ahead of absolutely everybody. Crocodile, for my money, also has one of the most shocking moments in One Piece that I've witnessed so far, and that is his first encounter with Luffy. Up to this point, Luffy is the winning chess piece. You know, if he's on the board, the Straw Hats are fine, or the people are fine, he's going to win. It's the same happened with Arlong, same happened with Captain Kuro. Up to this point in One Piece, if Luffy was on the field, it was pretty certain that everyone was going to be okay and he was going to defeat the bad guy. And then Crocodile came along, and the first time he encountered him, he couldn't touch Crocodile, he couldn't damage him at all. And that moment where Crocodile impaled Luffy with his hook, there's just that moment where the life drains from Luffy's eyes and you think, oh my god, this could actually be Luffy dying. I mean, it sounds ridiculous, but like at the time, it seems so crazy and so out of nowhere almost that this guy manages to do that to Luffy. Obviously, looking back with context, things since then, you know, Luffy hasn't won every single fight he's been in, and he has been in situations like that, but that is the first time. Even Arlong didn't do anything like that to Luffy. When I first saw that, my heart sank, it dropped, and it really put into perspective the danger that Crocodile presented to everybody. And everything after that point just felt hopeless for the people in Alabasta, for Vivi. There were so many times in this arc where I thought there was no chance that Crocodile could even be defeated, which is silly because of course he can. He's the bad guy and he will get defeated eventually, and he does get defeated eventually. But that feeling of hopelessness and the genuine feeling that this guy is indestructible, he can't take a misstep, I thought was extremely powerful in this arc. And I mean, what more can you ask for a villain? Somebody that you don't feel like can actually be defeated because he's so crafty and he is so clever and he is so hateable. It almost feels like it's an impossible hill for the heroes to climb, and I think that's the sign of a really great villain. That's not the only sign of a great villain, there's other aspects to it, but for Crocodile, I think that's the key word, is he put hopelessness in the nation of Alabasta and its people. But yeah, they're my overall thoughts on Crocodile. There's a lot more to say about him, but I mean, I think you get the point. I really like Crocodile. I think he's a fantastically written villain and just another incredibly well-written character to add to One Piece's collection, you know, because the characters in One Piece are also well written and thought of, and I thought Crocodile was a great example of a perfect villain, essentially. But let me know what you thought about Crocodile and what you would like to see me talk about next, if you want to. But yeah, cheers for watching, and I'll catch you all in a bit. Peace.